Welcome back into the Bro Force Squad podcast. I am your host, Jeff Hornacek. We are coming at you live and in person today with another one of our episodes. Let's go around the horn, meet the roster of bros. First, we dump the ball in the paint to the man with 2 elbow pads and 6 fouls that he plans to use because you can't take them home with you. Matt Geiger. Matt, how you doing tonight?
I'm awesome. Best show ever because we're going to talk about DC and the only thing I like from Marvel, which is Netflix. So I'm very excited to be here.
I can call you out because you like Guardians of the Galaxy, so shut up.
That's true.
Back into the lab we go for the next guest on our panel. He's not a guest. You're starting lineup in this roster, Mr. Banner, and that is
I'm a little offended right
One
now.
of our founders, yeah.
Founding father
of this podcast.
And he looks like a founding father
on.
with his beard and long hair, the mad scientist Brian Banner. Brian, welcome to your own podcast.
Yeah, that's not exactly the entrance that I was expecting. He threw me off a little, but let's get this show on the road.
Well, don't be shook, son. Gosh.
Oh, I'm not shook. Look, I am a clutch player.
I wouldn't take it that far. For those of you who have not listened to the Bro Force Squad podcast before, thanks for tuning in. We are just a bunch of bros who love superheroes, movies, and superhero movies. So we always get things started with the most important thing in any bro's life, and that is chest day. So the main topic of the day to get off our chest is the Batman standalone film has found its new director. As is tradition in the DCEU, you have to go through multiple directors on a project. So sources tell Variety, who confirmed this week, that Cloverfield and War for the Planet of the Apes director Matt Reeves has committed to helming the superhero pick. Although a deal isn't officially done yet, Variety has reported that Reeves was high on the list of directors to replace Affleck, but until recently, meetings were still being held with other filmmakers. Reeves is currently in post-production and has now started his promotional tour for his soon-to-be-released War of the Planet of the Apes, which bows this July, and my own personal commentary looks awesome. As we said before, his previous works include Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and the cult classic produced by J.J. Abrams' Cloverfield. So Geiger, as our resident DC guy, we always got to give you first crack at these stories. We kind of hit the panic button for a second when Affleck left the director's chair. We talked ourselves off the ledge, and since we're here, we obviously didn't kill ourselves. Now Matt Reeves is announced as the director. What are your thoughts on this, what it means for the project, and the future of the Batman film?
So just to make sure my math is correct, Warner Brothers has 3 movies coming out that aren't yet in production. Aquaman, The Batman, and The Flash. And of those 3 movies, there's been 6 directors rumored because The Flash has lost 2, and they're going to get a 3rd one.
Right.
Batman has had Affleck, now this guy, and then James Wan is the only one. So in 3 films, there's 6 directors. That's not good, I don't think.
What if Warner Brothers goes with the Flash, like, let's just go player coach. No director,
Yeah.
Everybody just show up and fucking do what you want.
Let's just show up, let's just put,
Look,
some,
that wouldn't
some
be as
pegs
bad
in the
as Suicide
ground,
Squad.
Put some cameras, and just, let's do it guerrilla style, like on Tropic Thunder, and just do it that way.
It's
It's
like in a flag football game in the huddle when the quarterback just says, guys, just do whatever you want for your route.
Super secret play. Go.
Anyway, can I say that this doesn't move the needle for me at all? I was really hoping, I guess I was hoping for something cool, but a director like this on short notice probably wasn't going to happen. He did Cloverfield, wasn't that Abrams with him on that, I believe? And he did Planet of the Apes, which honestly, man, is the most tired-ass fucking movie thing that we have today. It's been going on since the 80s. I kind of cared about it back then, even though I wasn't alive, but I've seen it. But it's so tired. It keeps going on. Do they even connect? I don't even know anymore. This doesn't move the needle for me at all. I wanted Snyder. That's who I wanted, but apparently I'm not getting him. I just hope it's good. They need a script that they like. They need Warner Brothers probably to take a vacation for about 8 months so they actually can get it right without the reshoots and everything. I'm very scared for this movie, but of course I'll be there on opening night.
Banner, before I toss it to you, I'll get my thoughts in real quick. I think this means a couple things. So first off, Matt Reeves, who's about to start doing the promotional tour for War of the Planet of the Apes. Smart move on his part because now this is going to help Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, obviously, because now he's attached to the Batman film, and a lot of heat is going to be coming behind him. Second off, that's going to be the only thing he gets fucking asked while he's doing press for his new movie. So I could see him getting pretty annoyed with that pretty quickly. Like, we're here to talk about the Apes movie, and everyone's like, no, we don't really care. But I think this shows you like how nervous the DCEU makes me. I was just glad that the name they announced as director wasn't a name that made me say, what the fuck? So they got a guy who's competent, who knows what he's doing. I think Affleck is still going to have a big hand in this. Although there's some other rumors that we'll get to on another episode about him not wanting involved. This is not great news, but this is not awful news, which for the DCEU right now, I think is good news. So I'm happy with this. I will not hit the panic button again. Banner, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he's not the worst choice out there. I wouldn't say he's the best choice, but he's not the worst choice. He's done quality work. I mean, Cloverfield was what it was.
I like Cloverfield a lot.
I liked it, but a lot of people were indifferent about it. Personally,
he's perfect for Warner Brothers, and he's perfect for this DCU. Half the people hated it, half the people loved it. He'll fit right in, Banner.
He's right at home. This is his wheelhouse. The Planet of the Apes movies, I mean, I like them. I think that he'll do a good job with them. They look good. So I don't think it's bad news. I don't think it hurts the Batman film any more than it was already hurting without a finalized script and all of that stuff. I'll be more interested to know once we hear more, yes, we have a script, and once we get out of that development stage and we're in more the production phase of it, that's when I'll be more interested to see, hey, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? And then again, in light of recent events that we'll talk about later, how all of that is going to fit in. With him working with Affleck, how much Benny Boy has a hand in it. If he has a huge hand in it, then I think it's going to go fine. If they're kind of co-directing it, and Reeves just gets the title, then I think it'll be fine. If Benny Boy just kind of lets everything go and goes, I'm done with it, I'm just going to mail this in, then again, it's going to fit right in with the DCEU.
I think
sorry, Jeff, one more food for thought I just want people to think about from Matthew Geiger. Think about the best Batman films, in your opinion, and think about how much time they had to develop. The first Batman obviously had a ton to develop. Batman Begins was something that probably took 3 years to get done, and they already had The Dark Knight made. After Heath died, think about the jumbled up. Honestly, in the trilogy, it was a jumbled up mess. The Dark Knight Rises is still an okay movie. And then once Schumacher took it over, and it was a very quick turnaround of Batman Forever, then they won. This seems like a very hurried up project to me, just trying to get pieces in a row. It's going to be probably a B- movie at best. Just brace yourself for that, in my opinion.
Another reason why I still have hope is Chris Terrio, who is Ben Affleck's writing partner. I believe they've collaborated at least 2 times. Him and Affleck supposedly finished the script and were happy with it. So, I mean, that's before Warner Brothers comes in, and obviously it gets to the editing room, where I really think Warner Brothers has struggled with some of their movies. But at this point, that part of it is at least set and is in good hands and capable hands in Chris Terrio and Affleck. So, I don't know. On paper, I think it could be worse, which at this point is something that the DCEU, I think, would be very happy to roll production on with a film starting now, which is probably sad. But it could be worse, guys, so there's always that.
It could be Joel Schumacher coming back again.
What, Bad Nipples? That was the low. Okay.
Joel Schumacher and Brandon Routh, still in that one-bedroom apartment, are listening to the podcast.
If you don't think it could be worse, go listen to our Batman and Robin commentary.
And here's something going along with that. Did you guys see that Coolio was supposed to play Scarecrow in the sequel to Batman and Robin before it was canceled?
Yeah, we actually... Although, the way that Coolio's quote was put together, it sounded like he was definitely coming off of a crystal meth high and wasn't really coherent. Which is just a Tuesday for Coolio. And on that, we will segue into the dark and gritty world of Marvel Netflix. And that takes us to the second topic of our show, which is our protein shake. So we already did our chest day. We got our lifts in. We didn't cheat ourselves. We did a full rep. And now we need to recover with the protein shake. So this next topic, we're just going to shake up real quick. So with The Defenders arriving in 2017 to Marvel's Netflix, there's only one more piece in the initial Netflix puzzle, and that is Iron Fist. And with a little more than a month to go before the release date, Netflix finally dropped the official trailer for Iron Fist. If you guys haven't seen it, we'll link it out on our Facebook and our Twitter. But Finn Jones, formerly of Game of Thrones fame, is playing Danny Rand, a.k.a. Iron Fist, who obviously has a lot of connections to Avengers, and of course, fellow hero for hire Luke Cage. Guys, this trailer, which we'll get into here, looked like it's still going to be gritty. It's going to be some great, it looked like choreography and action and fight scenes. But I think the thing that I'm most looking forward to is this is finally, and especially if these guys end up showing up in Infinity War, going to introduce a little more of this sort of supernatural element with Kung Lao, the city that Iron Fist is from, and of course his actual Iron Fist. So the trailer to me looked awesome. The music, which has always been a great staple in Marvel Netflix, was present and good. Finn Jones looks the part of Danny Rand. Banner, what were your thoughts after seeing this, and how excited are you for this last installment before we actually get the Defenders on Netflix?
I'm fucking jacked. I think it looks fantastic. I think that they're going to do a very good job of bringing Danny Rand's story out and then connecting it in. I know, Guy, you're going to hate this. We already see that they've connected it to the other 3 series with Nurse Claire. So it is what it is, but they are going to be connected. They're good. I will not be surprised if we see either Luke Cage or maybe Jessica Jones in this series.
I'd be shocked if we don't see one of them.
I would be shocked if we don't either. I think he's going to meet up with Luke Cage. I mean, he has to, right? But there's, like you said, there's going to be some great choreography, some awesome kung fu scenes, which I'm really, really excited for. I also think it's going to be a slow burn, which, Geyer, you will like. I think they rushed Luke Cage a little bit, but Jessica Jones and Daredevil were obviously slow burns. I think they're going to go back to that and do Iron Fist a little bit more of a slow burn, which will be really nice to see.
Geiger, what are your thoughts? Because I know the way Luke Cage ended, we loved the first half of the show, did not like once Diamondback got introduced. Do you think this can be a nice palate cleanser to get that taste out of your mouth, or do you think this may just kind of start the downward trajectory for Netflix?
Yeah, I actually haven't seen the trailer yet, so apologize. I'm just kidding. Would that be fucking stupid if someone came on and we're talking about Iron Fist and it takes 2 minutes to watch the trailer? I watched the trailer 3 times in the last 10 minutes.
And that's 6 minutes of your life, so.
Right. To talk about
you never get those back.
The best part of it was not a scene in the trailer. I just like when it says the last Defender has arrived.
That was cool,
fucking
yeah.
badass. But for me, a lot of the DC fans on my Facebook, I love every one of you. Thank you for listening to us. Made me watch Arrow, and this looks kind of a lot like the Arrow storyline, if you guys haven't watched that, except it's going to be on Netflix, which makes it more grittier. There's probably going to be a lot more blood, which means I'll like it more. I agree with you that I think Luke Cage will be in it. Let me just say this. He's got some big shoes to fill, because I know we had our differences with Luke Cage, but I think Mike Coulter, besides Charlie Cox, is the best Defender playing the role. He killed it as Luke Cage. He was perfect as Luke Cage.
Yeah.
So,
and he looks bulletproof.
He was not the problem with the Luke Cage series.
No, he wasn't at all, and neither was Cottonmouth. They just killed him too soon. But then after that,
Spoilers.
It's a different thing. If you want to hear about that, go back. We did a ton of fucking pods on it. But Iron Fist, after Jeff told me this, and I reread some of the comics, I think he has the best, even better than Daredevil. I think he has the best origin story, and if we see this come out, especially, you know me, and Banner, thank you for telling everyone, reminding everyone, I love a slow cook, slow burn. If you tell this origin story throughout 10 episodes, 10 hours, however long you got, I think this could be, I'm going to go out on a limb, just like I did fucking Rogue One. This could be the best Netflix series they have thus far. If they do this origin story correctly and slowly, this could be very well done, I believe. A question for you guys, a question for you, though. Is Defenders coming out before Punisher?
They haven't set the release dates, but they'll be very close. Until,
I'm pumped for Punisher because you got my boy from Sons of Anarchy doing it. I think after Iron Fist, that'll be the best Netflix thing ever done. But I think this one has an opportunity to beat Season 1 of Daredevil, which, in my opinion, is probably the best series ever as a comic book series, period.
Yeah, I agree about how well Danny Rand's origin story can be adapted. I always thought that his origin story would work really well as a movie, too. But I'm glad they're doing it on Netflix because, as we've seen, they do a really good job of, like Banner has mentioned several times, of really diving into not only sort of the ancillary characters in this show, but basically making you care about someone who you may not normally know, who's kind of more of a peripheral character in the comics. I think Luke Cage has to show up or be referenced multiple times as a hero for hire. Spoiler alert for if you haven't seen the end of Luke Cage, but I still don't think that they would have ended Luke Cage like that and have him be in prison when the Defenders start. So I have a feeling that might kind of play into what Danny Rand does in this show. It's tough for me to say the best Netflix series because I watched season 1 of Daredevil in about 2 days, and I would have watched season 2 of Daredevil in 1 day if you weren't coming to visit me, and I had to wait to watch the last 2 episodes with you, which we previously agreed upon. So I'm excited for this to come in March. I'm going to binge the shit out of it like I have no life, because I don't. Who are we kidding? And yeah, like you said, this being kind of the culmination of the Defenders and them sort of uniting or being on the precipice of uniting is another thing that just adds to my excitement. So I'm jacked and ready for it. I'm shocked that I didn't try and punch a brick wall and break my fucking hand after I saw the trailer because I got so amped up.
And I think Marvel has done a better connecting job in these Netflix series than they did in their movies. Not that their movies are bad, but I just think the overall story with all these characters, now they're more grounded characters, of course, but it just connects more for me. How the Foot has something to do with the next series, and I can't remember, the Chinese lady is in
Madame
the trailer in Iron Fist.
I think you're getting them confused. Don't you mean the hand? The Foot is from Teenage Mutant
Sorry,
Ninja Turtles.
the hand. We did a TMNT2 movie commentary that'll be hitting soon. My bad.
I don't think Tatsu's showing up in this, unfortunately.
Who would win between the hand and the foot? That's a separate.
It's got to be the foot, right?
Well, I mean,
it's got to be
someone send us a fan question, and we will get to it. The hand could tickle the foot. That's the only thing you need to remember.
I've got 2 things. One, I actually don't remember what the first one was, but the second one is they are going
off through his mind right now. Is just
I'm not going to edit that out. I'm going to keep that in.
And a hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, you guys threw me off my game here.
Have a chance.
I guarantee you, and this is one thing the Netflix series has done a fantastic job of, is they are definitely going to show us and not tell us.
Yes.
If only we had a bell to be dinged right now. Geiger.
Bing, bing, bing. Bing, 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 bing.
All right, guys.
But Banner, is Tatsu there? That is a question that needs to be answered.
That's a
before we
tease.
can answer any question.
We should tease that. All right.
Yeah,
moving on to the last
Jesus
part
Christ.
of our show. The last of our 3 segments is our fan question portion. There's one question that all bros like to ask each other. Banner, what is that question?
Brah? You even lift brah?
Do you even lift, bruh? That is our fan question segment where we like to interact with you guys a little bit. So today our question comes from Stubbs McGee, 1847, very classy name. And he says to the pod, Broforce Squad, if you could be any DC or Marvel character that isn't a superhero or supervillain, who would you be? I'd be Alfred, loyal as fuck and sick British accent. Can't argue with either of those. The British accent probably just slays chicks. I'll go first on this one. I would be Howard Stark.
Yep.
Pretty easy answer here. Couple reasons. Number 1, dude slays chicks. Every iteration we've seen of him, whether it's Agent Carter, whether it's in Captain America, whether it's in Ant-Man. Okay, in Civil War he's tied down a little bit, but the dude always has eye candy on his arm. As you would expect when you're a kabillionaire. Bringing me into part 2, he's rich as balls. That's pretty self-explanatory. And the third part, he's invented half the awesome shit in the Marvel Universe, or some iteration of it is spun off from his inventions. What's not to love about him? Dude's got the total package. Howard Stark is my answer. Banner, what do you have?
I would go with a male version of Moria McTaggart. Look, she's hot. Rose Byrne plays her. She's hot as shit.
Fine.
She's smart. She gets to work with the X-Men without the...
Is this you transitioning? Go ahead. Sorry.
She's hot. She's smart. She gets to work with the X-Men without the dangers of being an X-Men. She doesn't get scrutinized or racist for being a mutant. Plus, she's part of the Hellfire Club, and Rose Byrne plays her, and she's super hot. So if I could be super hot like her, but with a dick and not tits, then I'm in.
And the Hellfire Club on Tuesdays, half-price apps, is what I heard.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, Geiger, to you.
Dollar Margs on Thursdays.
Yeah.
I'd be Jimmy Olsen.
All right.
Hear me out.
I'll hear you out.
Kid's fresh out of college, got his whole life ahead of him. I think he's STD free. I mean, that in even the new 52, I'm pretty sure he's STD free.
Not on Earth 3, but whatever.
He can bang a lot of chicks. He doesn't have a wife come home and ask him, why don't we talk anymore? You know, why don't you send me sweet text anymore? He just got his whole life ahead of him, man. He can, I mean, who knows? He could be the next Perry White. He could be the next fucking Perry White.
I'll say
so
this.
I'm going to go with Jimmy Olsen.
If Perry White is his ceiling, then I would call that low upside.
Running the Daily Planet, honestly, isn't a bad gig, okay?
Not a bad life. All right. I mean, some people aim for middle management, I guess.
I'm sure Perry White knows Tom Skerritt.
Look, the benefits are great.
They have good health. I actually heard that they have
Dental,
really good dental. Yeah.
Vision.
Bruce Wayne owns them.
They have
so
great.
You know they got 401k and stock options.
But does the planet match the 401k? I'm sick of these fucking companies saying they have it.
That's a question I wasn't prepared to answer.
Get this profit sharing bullshit out of here.
God. All right. On that, before we go into the finance section of the Bro Force Squad podcast, we are the Bro Force Squad. Thank you guys for listening to us. Be sure to check us out on broforcesquad.com. Right now, we are doing our Comic Movie Madness tournament where we took the 64 best or most infamous comic book movies of all time. We still need your help voting on those. Who's going to advance? Who's going to be the best ever? Right now, we're in round 2. Subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube. Bro Force Squad, 3 words. Check us out on Facebook. Same thing. Twitter, @Bro4Squad. For Matt Geiger in the paint, picking up his 6 fouls. And the mad scientist Brian Banner in the lab, blowing shit up. I'm your host, Jeff Hornacek. Thanks for listening.